Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our event. We had to go virtual because of the inclement weather. We are honored today to be joined by Congresswoman Escobar and Congresswoman Garcia, by Susanna Cunningham of Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services, and Sunshine McBride from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. We thank you all for your unwavering support and advocacy. My name is Ashley Diaz-Avito, and I am the current Vice President of American Families United. We are rallying here today to acknowledge the 15-year anniversary of our organization and the tireless efforts that have gone into the American Families United Act, today known as HR 2920. At this time, I would like to introduce our president, Callie Pliego.
Okay, thanks everybody for your flexibility. I'll just go ahead and get started with my remarks. My name is Callie Pliego, and I am the president of American Families United. We are a national organization made up of U.S. citizens who are married to foreign nationals. Legal immigration allows for us to petition for permanent residency for our spouses, and it also litters our pathway with traps and dead ends, making it impossible to see the process through to its end. Until these gaps are addressed by statute change, our family members' status remains in limbo. More than 1.3 million U.S. citizens have experienced family separation because their family includes the spouse of a U.S. citizen who has been refused a visa or deported from the United States. Another 2.7 million U.S. citizens are facing the possibility of family separation for this reason. This data highlights how unnecessarily cruel and harmful our current policies are to U.S. citizens who have an immigrant spouse or child. The American Families United Act, HR 2920, is a bill that provides a solution to this problem. The bill is narrowly focused to address this issue and does so by allowing U.S. citizen petitioners of their spouse or child access to the existing waiver system, and gives judges discretionary authority to determine admissibility on a case-by-case basis. I personally want to thank, and we thank, Congresswoman Escobar and Congressman Valadeo for introducing this bipartisan bill. We thank also Congresswoman Garcia for co-sponsoring it and being here today, and want to note that more co-sponsors are signing on every week. That momentum is not limited to members of Congress. Labor, business, faith, and community leaders have endorsed this bill, including my mayor of Minneapolis, Mayor Jacob Fry. Shout out to his office who might be watching. Americans support this bill at a ratio of 6-1, with overwhelming support holding across all parties and across all regions in the country. That's why it's time to say yes to a vote for our families. It's time to prioritize this bill. We've asked for a solution now for 15 years. I say we've waited long enough. Let's make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Callie. As Callie mentioned earlier, this impacts our families whether our spouse is currently in the U.S. or they're abroad. Today, we are joined by families in both of these scenarios. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Martha, who's going to come over and speak to you.
Good afternoon, all of you. It's really hard for me to read my story. I might break down into tears, but I will go as follows. My name is Mirta Arriaga. I'm a U.S. citizen from Mayo, California. I'm one of 1 million U.S. citizens from California who are not free to live with our families in America. I would like to petition for my husband to get a green card, but the lawyers tell me that I will lead to family separation. This will harm our children, even more than they've been harmed already. I fell in love with my husband 11 years ago. We are married 9 years. We are parents of 5 children, 4 who are children with special needs. I rely and support and services for my children that are only available in the United States. If my husband were not to be allowed to remain in the United States, my children and I will suffer extreme hardship. Without my husband's support, apart from economic support, my children's care and support system will impact my husband's. My husband is fully involved in my children's therapy, routine, and daily activities. My children suffer enough emotional distress already due to my husband's immigration status. Although my children have disabilities, they impact them from fully understanding my husband's immigration status. They do understand the fear of one day daddy not coming back home. My 7-year-old son, nonverbal, expressed himself on his AAC device. Dad, no go, please. Dad, no go. 25 of US citizens like us from California, 13 California representatives in both parties have co-sponsored the American Families United Act. We need the help from the Senate. We are lucky to have a new California senator who cares about immigration and chair of the subcommittee of immigration, citizenship, and border safety. I'm asking Senator Padilla to sponsor this bill into the Senate. Please listen to my child's voice. He is a United States citizen. Please listen to my children who are suffering. We are not treated like other families. Unfortunately, we keep on getting excluded because we're a mixed status family. Please make this bill a priority for immigration reform and listen to our voice. Please, I'm my child's voice. My children need their dad. I'm asking you guys to please support us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirtha. I would now like to introduce you to another member of American Families United who is living a really terrible reality, and that is Jason Rochester.
That one's hard to come back from. Thank y'all for being here. Obviously, it was not under the circumstances that we would like, but you know, we still need to say what we need to say, and this is very important to all of us. And you know, it's the show must go on, I guess. My name is Jason Rochester. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I am an essential worker, and my family has been separated for nearly 4 years now. My son and I are U.S. citizens, but we're not free to live in America with our family, as a family, with my wife, Cecilia. I fell in love with and married Cecilia 14 years ago. A few years after we started our family, she left the country with the intention of applying for a green card and hoping to return soon. Shortly after Cecilia left, Ashton was diagnosed with cancer. We tried to this is hard. So we tried to get Cecilia home to take care of Ashton during his treatments, but she was denied re-entry. Therefore, Ashton had to endure surgery and cancer treatment without his mom at the age of 5. And as I mentioned earlier, I am an essential worker. I am a UPS driver and proud Teamster. Because of the increased volume of online shopping and people staying home to be safe, my work hours have increased from a maximum of 60 hours a week to a maximum of 70 hours a week. I've been working consistently over 60 hours since the pandemic started. And HR 2920 is the only bipartisan bill that can help reunite separated families of over 1.3 million citizens like us. None of the other bipartisan bills that passed in the House or were introduced in the Senate would bring my wife Cecilia home. I would like to thank Congresswoman Escobar and all the co-sponsors, including my Congresswoman Lucy McBath, that have chosen to support the bill that would help my family. To the leadership of the House, I'm begging you to please do everything you can to make this bill a priority and pass in the House. To the leadership of the Senate, I'm asking you that you make this a priority and fight for our families also. Thank you all for coming out today to support such an important cause, the American Families United Act.
Thank you, Jason. And as you've heard throughout today's event so far, our families desperately need a legislative solution to fix this cruel reality we face. I would like to introduce you now to the leader who's been fighting for our families since getting elected. She has introduced this bill in both the 116th Congress and now the current 117th Congress. Representing El Paso, Texas, I'm honored to introduce our champion, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. And I want to thank American Families United and Ashley for bringing us all together. I want to also recognize and thank my constituent, Edgar Falcon, who was the inspiration for this legislation that was sponsored by my predecessor, Beto O'Rourke. I also want to express my gratitude to Callie, Mirtha, and Jason for having the courage to share their story with us. These are painful stories to have to tell over and over and over again, but their advocacy and their powerful truth is important so that we can have people understand the depth of the pain and the challenges that our families face, families who are separated by laws that can be changed, laws that can and should be changed. And I want to thank all of my co-sponsors, and we will continue to work to gain more. And I want to also just let you all know, I have been in conversations with Senator Dick Durbin, who chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee, about this bill. And he is very interested in it. And my hope is that we can get this done. I am determined to get this done for all of you. You know, so many of us who have the privilege of living in this country with our families, we take for granted what an incredible gift it is to wake up and be able to be with our families in our home country every single day. We have no idea the struggles that families who are separated by laws that are unyielding and laws that are draconian, we have no idea just how painful and difficult those laws make it to keep families together. You know, one of the bedrocks, I think, that a bedrock of our values in America is that we believe in family. We know that families are the strength of our communities, and families are the strength of our country. It's what binds us all together. And that's what makes the inability for Congress to finally rectify these family separations, that's what makes it so cruel. And so by all of you telling your stories to the American public, again, I know how difficult it is to tell your story over and over again. Americans need to understand the cruelty of our legislation. We're not asking for special treatment for anyone. All we are asking is for the discretion to be given to a judge to look at each case on an individual basis and use judicial discretion to determine whether or not people should be given a second chance to live with their family in the United States, a second chance to be with nearly 4 million children in the United States who don't have access to a parent or who are separated by a parent, to give more than 1 million spouses the opportunity to reunite in a lawful way in our country. U.S. citizens, these are U.S. citizens who want to reunite with their spouses. And so this very important bill, I believe, is a common sense bill. It is an example of the multitude of ways that our immigration system is broken and the way that we have to ensure that we fix every component of a system that has been badly broken for a long time. But it really starts with a commitment to our own citizens, a commitment to American citizens who deserve the chance, they deserve a shot in front of a judge to plead their case in order to have a shot at living with their family once again. I'm committed to all of you 100%, and we are not going to rest until we get this bill passed so that you have a chance at finally living a meaningful life with your family on American soil. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Escobar. That really means a lot to us, and you are an unbelievable fighter for our cause, and we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. I would now like to take the opportunity to introduce another co-sponsor of HR 2920. This is Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia from Houston, Texas. You're still muted, Congresswoman.
I told you all that I didn't know how to do this. Yeah. Veronica will tell you I tend not to lie, okay? It never gets you anywhere. But let's start all over again. Hi, everybody, and thank you again for inviting me, and thank you so much to my dear friend and comadre, Veronica Escobar, for stepping up one more time to file this very, very important bill. And Edgar, you're absolutely right. You know, this is very important, and we need to take care of it, and we need to do it now. We've been talking about it for a long time, and I can tell you that Representative Escobar and I both sit on the subcommittee of immigration on judiciary. Both of us are always just anxious to get more things done. In fact, sometimes we get a little exasperated because we've not been moving as quickly as we should on some of the bills that are in our judiciary subcommittee, because we've been so focused on the, you know, what I call the more far out, big bills like the Build Back Better and the infrastructure bill, all of President Biden's agenda. And yes, those are important, but they're not important if we do leave people behind. So I know that Veronica has been very focused too on making sure that we get something on immigration in this Build Back Better plan. Because if we really are going to say that we're going to build back better and leave no one behind, we really ought to mean it. And that means everybody, including immigrants and including immigrant families. So I'm pleased to be a co-sponsor. And I too want to thank Mirtha and Jason and Edgar and all of you all who are always so willing to come to Congress, to go to hearings, to go to rallies, and talk about your very, very personal, very, very personal family stories. Because I know it hurts. I know that it hurts a lot. But as Veronica said, we need to hear it. We need to hear it because it's the only thing that will persuade the American people and will persuade the policymakers. I know that recently I had occasion to have to help as someone that called my office. Quite frankly, she was not even from my district, but she kind of knew that her member was not really going to get excited about his wife being in Mexico and not here at home, and that they were separated. And they were separated because, unfortunately, in many cases, lawyers give bad advice on immigration cases. She followed bad advice, and went to Mexico because the lawyer told her that it wouldn't impact her, that she'd come right back. She was a DACA student. And guess what? She couldn't come back. And she had this most adorable little bitty baby. I'm going to probably start crying before it's over because it was this adorable young toddler that she was separated from. I mean, think of what a young mother goes through, their first one. And they were both Aggies. They were both graduated from college. They were great students, but she made the mistake of going and then she couldn't come back. It took me almost, I guess it was about 6 months to get her back with the work of an immigration lawyer that knew what she was doing from California, I might say. And she was able to come back. But hers is almost the exception and not the rule, because times it takes 10 years to get people reconnected. And in some cases, Edgar, it takes them a lifetime. We've got to do better as a country. We can't separate a young couple from their little bitty baby girl. I mean, we just shouldn't be doing that. We should be a country about helping families stay together, reuniting families, doing everything we can to hold them together, rather than doing things that separate them more. You know, I'm a little bit older than Veronica, and sometimes I remind her, especially when I want her to pay attention and do what I say, right? Always mind your elders. But I remember one time thinking, you know, there used to be a time when saying that America was about family values actually meant something. It meant something. And it meant something not just at church when we talked about it, but at school, in every institution, that families really mattered, that it was a value of this country to keep families together. What we've seen most recently with the former twice impeached president was just the opposite, and just horrible what it's done to destroying American families. We've got to do better than that. And I pledge to you that I will work side by side with Michael Madre to make sure that we get this bill done and more bills done that really go back to focusing on keeping families together. Nuestra familia es la cosa más grande en nuestra cultura. And not only ours, but you look at any faith, in any Bible, family is like the core of everything. I mean, even in the saying, it's motherhood, baseball, and apple pie. Motherhood comes first, because motherhood is what symbolizes family. So you got me. Don't worry about me. And if you need to do anything, if I need to do anything, just call Veronica, and you know that it's 2 votes coming. Okay, mine and hers. Take care and God bless.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love your ferocious spirit. You really sum that up, and we appreciate everything you're doing for us. At this time, I'm not sure if we have any press that was able to join the call. And if there are any press members who have a question, you can type it into the chat. If you're on the phone, obviously you can't type it into the chat, but you can unmute yourself and ask a question if there is any questions at this moment.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm William Kim with the Texas Signal. I just wanted to ask a little, if you could elaborate a little bit more on how things are moving in the Senate in regards to this bill.
So William, the Senate, first let me just say, we had been working, once we knew that reconciliation would be an avenue for getting many different priorities for Democrats done, we moved very quickly, my office, to try to get this bill in as part of the reconciliation package, because we knew there would be immigration provisions. And so we've been in constant communication with everyone we've had to be in communication with to try to get this in through reconciliation. You may be aware that our shot at reconciliation, our shot at immigration, anything almost, whether it be for Dreamers, for TPS holders, for essential workers, for farm workers, we face significant obstacles. We tried Plan A, which was a big, broad effort at trying to get access to as many people, pathways for as many people. Then that shrank when it did not meet the Byrd rule. There are arcane rules in the Senate, unfortunately, that are huge obstacles to getting immigration done through reconciliation. And we are seeing our agenda, our immigration agenda, continue to shrink because of two parliamentary obstacles. One is the Byrd rule, the other is the 51 vote privilege. And I'm not even going to go into the details about those, but those are Senate rules without which, or within which, we have to operate. So we're not going to be able to get our bill through the Senate through reconciliation. However, that's just one avenue. We are also working to try to get what's called a markup in the House. That means essentially a debate on our bill in the subcommittee that Congresswoman Garcia and I sit on, which is the Immigration Subcommittee on the House Judiciary Committee. We are going to continue to push for that. We've asked for the Speaker's support. We have asked for the committee's support. We're trying to get this bill through on the House side. On the Senate side, I think you know that everything is tougher on the Senate because of the filibuster. However, that is why I've reached out to and had a conversation with the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Dick Durbin. He and his team really liked this bill. I was very excited after our conversation with him, and we are going to stay committed to staying on top of it on the Senate side as well. The challenge in terms of timing right now on the Senate side is that, as my colleague Congresswoman Garcia mentioned, the Senate right now is really focused on the Build Back Better Act, which we are hoping on the House side we get done this week. And then hopefully the Senate, the staff can free up to work on other priorities. And for me, obviously, this is one of those priorities. That's a long answer, but I wanted to share details with you because I want you to know how important this is to us and how hard we're working every avenue possible. We really want to try to get this bill passed in this Congress while we have very slim majorities. I feel like this is our shot and we've got to get it done. So we're gonna continue to try every avenue possible, every moment possible.
Thank you. William, did you have any other follow-up question?
Yeah, I do want to, do you think there is any prospect of getting bipartisan support in the Senate to get it through the filibuster, even if they can't get through reconciliation?
You know, I am hopeful, and here's why. Our bill is a bipartisan bill on the House side, and I think that makes it more attractive on the Senate side in terms of trying to find a Republican co-sponsor. I will be very deferential to Senator Durbin. I think it is important that we also stay engaged with Senator Padilla, who, as was mentioned at the top of this conversation, is the chairman of the important subcommittee that we need as well. And so we need, I'm going to pay deference to them. They know their Republican Senate colleagues far better than I do, but I think I am hopeful also because, as I mentioned in my own remarks, this is a common sense bill. We're not asking for like broad blanket exemptions. We're asking for judicial discretion, which is, I think a pretty simple ask. Now, I will tell you, unfortunately, the filibuster is a pretty tough obstacle. I mean, a 60 vote threshold. That means we have to find 10 Republicans in the Senate who would be willing to support this. So, that's going to be a challenge, but we've got to just knock on every door. But again, I want direction on the Senate side from our colleagues there on who they think some of those sympathetic Republicans might be. We need 10.
Thank you. And we're going to get that done. We will. Is there anyone else from the press on the line with a question? Okay. So then we're going to move on. I know that the Congresswomen both have limited time, so I'm going to say thank you for joining us today. If you do have the ability to stay on and listen to others, please do so. If not, thank you for joining us. It really means the world. We're sad we didn't get to see you in person.
I know. And before I sign off, first of all, thank you, Congresswoman Garcia. Love you
Thank
so
you.
much. And to each and every one of you, especially those of you who flew out, I am so sorry about the rain and the fact that we couldn't be together outside, you know, but the fight continues and we are with you 100%.
And we're not giving up.
No, no way. No way. We're just getting started and we're going to get this done.
Yeah.
Gracias. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Okay. So at this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize the hard work that has been put in this organization over the past 15 years. After all, that is why we're rallying today. It is the 15-year anniversary of American Families United. Okay. In particular, one individual has been active since the founding. He's an original founder and dedicates hours working on pushing this effort further each day. Randall Emery is a former president, treasurer, and is currently serving as a member of the board of directors. He has testified before Congress regarding this issue and has become a staple of this community's fight for equality. Randall, I know I speak for all of us when I say thank you for all of your hard work over the years. You are a wonderful man and are truly appreciated by so many people that you have never even met. There are no words to explain your dedication, but just know that your impact has been immeasurable.
Thank you, Randall.
Thank you, Randall.
Thank you. If I could jump in, I know these, I want to thank you all for taking this, what was just an idea from people who were struggling to be with their husbands and wives in the very beginning and building it into a real organization that we have today. Everybody who's on this call, all the folks, I'm seeing the photo of folks in the hotel lobby with all your signs, your wonderful signs, all the kids there. I hope you get to take a picture with at least I think Congresswoman Escobar later on today. But it's been a real privilege to get to know so many of you, to hear your stories, to be there beside you. But it's your voice that makes the difference. When you're going through this, you're the ones who give this movement power. And I just want to applaud all of you for all of your dedication and hard work, and wish you all the best with the coming fight that we have, you know, as we keep going with this. But those are wonderful words of encouragement from Congresswoman Escobar and Congresswoman Garcia. You know, as they noted, they're on the committee that controls the next step. So there are two very important voices to carry this forward. Congresswoman Escobar shared with us that she's spoken with Senator Durbin and passed along his interest in the bill. Again, very important. So yes, there's reason to be hopeful, and we'll just keep going. And thank you again to everyone. It's been really a wonderful thing to see this organization grow.
Great. And at this time, I would like to send a special thank you to the Republicans who have supported this bill and showed Washington that it's not just about the letter after your name. Congressman Valadao, we thank you for taking a stand in such a politically divisive time. It wasn't easy to be an original co-sponsor of this bill and introduce with Congresswoman Escobar, but by doing that, you did make this a bipartisan bill, and we really genuinely appreciate that. The past co-sponsors, Bob Woodall, Steve Pierce, Eric Paulson, Will Hurd, and my former representative, Tom MacArthur, we thank you, and we hope to add many more Republican names to that list in the near future. To all of the previous volunteers at American Families United, your work has forged a path that current members continue to push forward on. To my current volunteers at American Families United, we are creating the legacy this organization will be known for. We are inspired each day to see the progress that has been achieved. This is the first time that the American Families United Act has been cleared in a hearing and has a record of 41 co-sponsors. We will get this legislation passed, and we will change the lives of over 4 million US citizens. We will help them live a little more free, end their suffering, and reunite families. I am honored to work along such fierce individuals. You encourage me each and every day with your strength and your ability to persevere in the midst of such hardship and diversity. At this time, I would like to ask if we have anyone else who would like to say a few more words. I think Mirta is going to say a few words in Spanish.
Este momento tomo para darles unas palabras de aliento a todas esas familias que nos están escuchando. Esta es tu pelea, esta es nuestra lucha y estamos aquí unidos como familias. Nuestra frase es nunca rendirnos y recordarnos que somos una voz por aquellos que no lo pueden hacer. Nosotros representamos a nuestros esposos y esposas, representamos a esas familias que están siendo olvidadas y no nos vamos a dejar vencer. Les quiero dejar saber que esta lucha continúa y no vamos a parar hasta hacerlo realidad, que nuestras familias puedan ser reunificadas, aquellas que ya han sido separadas, y poder mantener a nuestras familias unidas. Esto es lo justo y es lo apropiado. Les pido a todos que no bajen la guardia, que sigamos en este apoyo mutuo por nuestras familias unidas. Gracias.
My son actually has a few words he would like to say very quickly. Everyone, this is Hudson.
I would really want my dad to get his green card. And it's sad without him having a green card. And I don't know. It just, I feel like if he had a green card, we can do a lot more stuff. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. God bless.
Thank you. Is there anyone else maybe down in the lobby that would like to join in? Yes, Victoria. You can unmute and
Talking.
Many doing this fun.
Families belong together.
Wonderful. Yeah, what are you guys doing down there? We missed the real party.
Here's the guitar.
Yeah. Is there, I know Jenny, did you have something you'd like to share? She's not ready. Okay. I think maybe Maybell, was your daughter going to say something?
Yeah, she will.
Okay. Sweetheart?
No. Sorry.
That's okay. Hudson had a lot more planned that he was practicing in the car, but doesn't always turn out the way you expect. Oh, here's Jenny. Okay. Jenny, you're still on mute. Yep.
No, trying to. Well, I had a speech, but it's probably too long for this, and I don't want everybody to have to listen to my whole story. But just as the gist of it, I've been married for 13 years, and we have 2 kids, and I just really feel like We're not free to live the life of a U.S. citizen without our whole family being allowed to stay together and stop living in fear. I just really want to stop living in fear. I want to stop fearing being able to plan my future and fearing what's coming next. I don't want to have to worry about tomorrow. I want to be able to have a life and stop with the anxiety and the depression and all of the things that we are suffering through due to this burden that seems to be on the citizens' shoulders in these families. It's unfair, and it needs to be fixed.
Thank you, Jenny. Edgar, I know you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Ashley. Good afternoon to everybody. First most, I would like to say thank you to all the volunteers, and thank you guys for those of you guys that actually took the time and actually flew to DC. I'm sure that this was not planned. This was not the right plan that we were heading to, but just to let you guys know, I love you guys, and we're gonna keep this working. But a special thank you, a very special thank you for the one and only Randall Emery. Randall, thank you so much. I have never gonna forget you, what you've done for our families. Hearing you guys inspire me. You all inspire me to keep this fight going. And I will keep fighting along your guys' side because of it. Because families should be together, and we are not, shouldn't be separated. It is our time. This is our time. This is our moment. We can't let this pass by. This is our moment. We got two great congresswomen on the call today saying that they were going to do something for us. And we're going to keep working alongside with them and many other congressmen and many other senators that we have to do. We'll keep knocking on doors together. We'll keep fighting until there's nothing left, until we actually reunite our families. Jenny, thank you for your kind words and saying that, you don't want to live in fear. You as citizens should not be living in fear, guys. We should not be prosecuting just because of the fact that, we shouldn't be split apart, or they shouldn't be telling us who do we love and who we should be marrying to. That is not what the U.S. is all about. The United States citizens are about, the United States of America is for freedom. And this is our country, and this is what we stand for freedom. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I just want to say thank you to Mirta, Jason, Ashley, Callie, Jenny, and many more that are out there in DC right now. So thank you. You all inspire me. And I truly say that.
Thank you.
And I just want to say this in Spanish. Gracias a todas las familias, gracias a todos los que han ido. Ahorita especialmente un abrazo, un gran abrazo para ustedes, las familias que se han reunido ahorita en Washington, D.C. y que siguen luchando por nosotros. Quería dar una gracias especial a Randall Emery, que él es el fundador de la organización y que él ha trabajado con su gran carisma, su gran carisma, y no más carisma, pero con su inocencia de cómo guiarnos en la dirección correcta. Gracias a congresista Veronica Escobar y Congresswoman Garcia por haber asistido a este gran evento. Pero este es nuestro tiempo. Este es nuestro tiempo de que tenemos que luchar juntos. Este es nuestro tiempo de que tenemos que pasar esta legislación. Tenemos que seguir trabajando, y vamos a seguir trabajando con cualquier congresista que se nos ponga enfrente y que quiera trabajar con nosotros. Y queremos seguir trabajando también con nuestros republicanos, ¿verdad? Porque esto no se trata de ser demócrata o republicano, se trata de las familias de ciudadanos americanos. Tenemos que seguir trabajando juntos. Otra vez, muchas gracias a todos ustedes. Ustedes son los verdaderamente campeones en todo esto. Muchas gracias, y gracias por permitirme este tiempo para poder hablar con ustedes. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing me this time to talk to you all. Love you guys.
And thank you for all of your years of service. And we truly appreciate you and everything you've done for American Families United as well. I now see Araceli with her hand raised. If you'd like to share a few words, you just have to unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for everyone who went to Washington, D.C. And my son would like to say some words. My name is Jacob.
My name is Jacob, and all what I want is that my dad come back because he has a 10-year bar, and he cannot come back until I am 17 years old.
And all I want is families to be united back, be able to live together, and that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for saying that. And we are going to get your dad back. We're going to do that. We're not going to stop fighting until he is back with you. That's our mission. We have a lot of moms and dads to reunite and a lot of parents to bring home to their kids. And we are going to get that done. Anastasia?
Hello. Thank you for being there, you guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys. This is my daughter, Carmen. She's 8. I just wanted to thank everybody for all of their hard work, and especially all the kids on here. You guys sharing your stories. That right there, that's a tearjerker. And hearing that your son Araceli won't be back until your husband will be back till he's 17. I'm sorry. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, and just keep fighting, you guys. Don't ever give up. Keep doing it. And I see all you guys over there, Victoria, in the lobby. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And just keep on going.
Thank you, Anastasia. Callie, do you?
I just wanted to offer one more time if there's any children that are here at the hotel that wanted to say anything, even teenage children. I'm looking at you, Ben.
Ben, we're calling you that.
But of course, I'm just kidding. If there's anybody else here who wants to share, I just wanted to provide the opportunity.
Ben, if you wanted to talk, you probably have to show your dad how to take it off of mute. Inside joke. All right. Well, is there anyone else on the call that would like to say a few words before? Oh, is that Ben? Is he coming on? Is he coming? Yes, sir. Give us a yes or a no, Ed. Up or down? I don't know if they're trying or not.
It's hard to tell.
Okay. Well, he's up there. He is. You got to take it off mute.
Ed, you're on mute.
Oh, Ben's gonna show him. Jenny's showing him. Yeah.
So am I on?
You're on.
Oh, finally. Yeah, my son wouldn't help me. Hey, I just want to take a moment to say, somewhere along the way, I was allowed to see a behind the scenes efforts that goes on with American Families United. And I see the communications, and I'm just floored by the volunteers that give their all to our families. I see people when they're at work juggling their regular responsibilities, jumping on and coordinating. And I know some are holding toddlers on their hips, and they do it without missing a beat. and I'm just absolutely floored. And then real quickly, I want to say that Ben and I have been outside of our country for over 10 years now, and to not be able to come and go freely with our whole family is just unconscionable, and I'm so thankful for all the efforts and work and fight that each and every one is doing for us. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And for those of you that don't know, Ed flew in from out of country today to be here in DC with everyone. So thank you, Ed and Ben, for joining us. Jason wanted to say a few words.
I do want to point out thank you to Sunshine and the Teamsters. Sunshine is a huge help and support. The Teamsters has been just phenomenal in helping us get things set up and guidance, and you would never even know that she was there. And I joined the Teamsters many years ago, and I never even knew that I would need them in this aspect of my life, but it's been a wonderful pleasure to have the support of the Teamsters, and you will never know, even as much as I say thank you, you'll never understand how much it means to everybody.
Well, I'm really grateful for that. We have the opportunity to, make it clear that union representation doesn't end when a person clocks out at the end of the shift. We're about helping in any way we can and using our amassed member power in DC in order to push forward with priorities that matter to members both in the workplace and outside of the workplace, and that better, your family's life, regardless of whether it's a specific labor issue or not. I wish we could do more. I wish I could do more. Truthfully, it's just not enough hours in the day, given all the other issues that we work on. But President Hoffa was very, very happy to sign the letter that went out today, pushing for co-sponsors for the bill. I will certainly let you know what kind of correspondence I get back on that. And I hope that this kind of push results in more co-sponsors for the legislation. And getting to know all of you has been really inspiring for me. I really appreciate it. Certainly in this line of work, when we get to have direct interaction with our members and their families, it's always a really good reminder of why we do the work that we do in the organized labor movement. So I appreciate all of you, and thank you for letting me be a part, even a small part, of the family that you've created here.
Thank you so much, Sunshine. You are wonderful to have on as an ally on those calls, and your insight is really valuable, and we truly appreciate all of the support you've given us.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. I am not sure who that is. Maybe Randall. Somebody has a hand raised.
Yeah, that's me. While we're, I just wanted to also thank Susanna Cunningham from Lutheran Immigration Refugee Services, who's on the call with us and plan to also be there today. There's several other organizations that have endorsed the American Families United Act, but wanted to say thank you to Susanna. She's joined in on several calls that we've had, advocating with members, with staff, asking for co-sponsors. I know that LIRS has put a lot of effort into this as well. So Susanna, just wanted to say thank you also. And if there's anyone else from any other endorsing organization, maybe dialing in, we'd love to hear from you too. But Susanna, if you have a chance to just say a word, we really appreciate everything you're doing.
Randall, you just missed her.
She just signed up. Susanna from LIRS.
Oh, I'm sorry. well, hopefully she'll see the recording.
I see a hand raised on Jenny's phone, but it's not Jenny's face.
I don't know if that's me.
That's you.
I borrowed. Okay. I just wanted to say I haven't been able to hear all of the other conversations because it's so loud here in the hotel, but I am a U.S. citizen. I've been married for 16 years and have 6 kids, and I'm, part of a extensively military family, 2 of whom have, given their life to this country in service. And I just find it mind-blowing that as a U.S. citizen, I don't have my due process rights to be with my family in my country, and that I can't invest in my country because I'm constantly thinking about if I have to leave it. I've spent the last, 16 years of my life fighting to stay with my spouse. I'm one of the lucky people who have not been separated yet, but constantly live in fear of being separated. And, the stress on my family has made it so that I've spent the last 10 years in and out of hospitals with my children, just for various reasons. And I just think it's so unfair that we as United States citizens are not the first on the list to be the next bill. Why should we have to continue waiting and putting our lives on hold just because, our Congress won't act? It's not right. And it needs to happen now because my kids who are here, some of my 2 youngest, and they shouldn't have to keep waiting and have grown up almost entirely in a life of uncertainty. So I hope that something can be done before it's too late. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to say a few words before we go? Okay, go ahead, Christian.
Oh, hi. This is actually Katie. And, I think we just want to echo what everybody else has said, especially the last speaker. And we've been at this a lot fewer years than many of you, having only been married about 3 years now. But I am a U.S. citizen and actually a federal employee as well, which presents its own challenges. It is not fair what's going on in this system.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody on Jenny's phone has their hand raised.
I think that was already handled.
Okay. Is there anyone else who'd like to jump in? Samantha?
Hi, my son wants to say something.
Okay.
I'm Alex. Hi, I'm Alex, and I hope my dad gets his green card so we can live. I hope my dad gets his green card so we can live our life.
Thank you, Alex. We're gonna make that happen, buddy.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
Thank you. I'm married. I've been married for 6 years. My name's Samantha, which you guys can probably see. We've been working on my husband's papers for like 3 or 4 years, but they're keeping on getting like stops into it. So it's been very stressful. I can understand where everybody's coming from because I'm depressed and anxiety, and I live in constant fear too. But thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Samantha. George, would you like to say a few words? Jorge, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can now. Yep.
Okay. I didn't know the meaning essential until they took my essential wife away from me. I need her back. That's more important than anything else to me. What is essential? My wife. Please. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks for making it out to DC today, Jorge. Okay. Is there anyone else? Last call for speakers, because all of the people who are currently in DC, we're going to meet down in the lobby, and then we're going to head over and we are going to meet Congresswoman Escobar. Okay, so if that is it for people who would like to share something, I'd like to thank you all for joining in today. Randall, do you have anything that you'd like to say before we close out? No? Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much. It means so much that you joined in today. The momentum is moving in the right direction, and we will get this bill passed. This is definitely, it's the time. So we need everyone to stay committed and to keep up the hard work and keep telling those stories, because that's what members of Congress need to hear. But now is the time. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.